Hello and welcome to Forza Horizon 5, where I have just unlocked the Toyota GR86, the replacement for the GT86, and it comes with 230 horsepower and weighs 1.275 tonnes. That's all I know so far, although I have actually driven it around the Rivals circuit now that I think about it. So let's go for a first drive. Afterwards I'll have a look at some customization, and yeah, I'll give you my thoughts while we drive it. The engine sounds quite nice for that it's a car in Forza Horizon 5. Steering's very direct. At these speeds, it's definitely handling very well. Yeah, I like this so far. Just from those few corners I can tell you this is a really nice car to drive. I don't know if it's as fun as GT86 or considering... Oh, it's got a bit of oversteer if you brake a bit late. Can't quite say if it's as fun as the GT86, or considering it's a video game, we might as well compare it to the Supra as well while we're at it. Gonna have to give it a bit more time, but so far from a driving point of view, this is excellent. It's not a very top speed focused car, as you can tell from the speedo, and the brakes aren't quite as good as I'd hoped. 0 to 60 is... I know I just tested a 0 to 60 in the corner, but it looks... that's reasonable. But once you get into 4th gear, it starts to lose pull. But the first 3 gears are... Whoops. I wasn't concentrating at all on where I was going. I was trying to talk about the first 3 gears and how they feel faster than they are. This car is definitely a car that's more about feel than actual speed. Because you feel like you're going a lot faster than you actually are. In a lot of cars, this feeling is about, I'd say about, it feels like it's going 150, but it's actually only going 100. That might be a weird comparison, but I'm assuming a lot of you all know what I mean. Let's have a look at the tuning menu and see what the official top speed and 0 to 60 is. That'll be why it doesn't pull that well. It's only got a top speed of 150, which, well, I say only. That's actually quite good for a car like this. 5.3 seconds 0 to 60. It's under 5.5, which I see as the maximum for a car of this sort of type. It could be a bit better. It could be a bit faster for my tastes. Let's see if we can get this thing to slide. And luckily for us, there's a drift road up ahead. It's a very stable car, I'll give it that. I'm going to try without pulling the handbrake. Oh, it does! It does! It does! Okay. Just to demonstrate, we'll actually just take this next corner here with handbrake. It's not got enough power to do long drifts in one direction. It's not as slidey as I expected it to be. At least not on the handbrake. That was without handbrake. It feels like a car that, if modified, would be... It does slide. Okay, that feels good. I think it needs a few more horsepower. Okay, that was the skill running out, not the car. But driving up here, it's a really nice car to drive, like I say. There we go. Yeah, the problem is it loses power, and I don't... In second, you're not quite fast enough to slide it for long. And in third, it just loses power a bit too quickly. I think with a bit of modifying, this could be an absolutely brilliant drift car. With a bit of handbrake, it's very easy, as with every other car in Forza, to get the tail out. But even without, it's not that hard. Okay, let's have a look at the styling before we move on to customization. See if I From the back, I like it. And in Forza, you only really have to look at it from the back. What I'm not that impressed with is the side profile of this particular area. I can't really explain it. It just looks too much like an old Nissan. Like the windshield, looks a bit too much like a Nissan 350, which I don't particularly like. The front, it's alright. I can't quite decide if I prefer it or don't prefer it over the GT86, but I'd say from me liking it, it's about similar. Yeah, from this particular angle, it very much looks like it has the sort of silhouette you'd expect on an old 350. I say old, like a 2012 sort of. But from the back, I like it. And that's, let's be honest, where you're going to be looking at it from when you're driving it. Let's go and have a look at the customization options. We're going to go into the modification area. We're going to go and see if it's got any body kits. We're going to modify it a bit. And then we're going to have a look if there are any paint jobs for it available yet, half an hour after it's officially available. Most important, visual. Forza Aero. Side skirts. We've got Forza part. Oh, we've got official Toyota parts, I mean. I don't think I like them. No, that's... nah. I don't particularly like those. Oh, we've got a rear wing at least, but I bet we can give it a slightly bigger lip. We can give it a rocket bunny kit, which... oh, that looks silly, I'll be honest. I don't know if that's what it's supposed to... I suppose from where the boot is, that is probably where it's supposed to be, but I think that would look better if it was slightly further forward. As it stands? Ugh. Yeah, no, not impressed. It's nice that they have Toyota stuff, but personally I'm not that big a fan. Engine swaps, we've got... oh, it's got a body kit. Just got the usual stuff, I guess we could call this. Body kit. It does have a... oh. Okay. I like the cooler. Maybe the rear wing makes more sense with the body kit. Yes. Okay, what have we got here? We have... these are the manufacturer colours. We've got blue. Somehow that makes it look like an S2000. At least the blue is very reminiscent of an S2000. Black? I wouldn't go for that if you've got the body kit. Maybe without the body kit? Really weird silvery colour. I like this blue. Honestly. Leave it stock. Or go with the darker blue is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go with the darker blue. I like the rims, I'll be honest. They're very simple but clean. Let's have a look if there's any liveries so far. Got a rocket bunny, some... I think a lot of these are just the ready-made and they just slapped them on ready-made with layer groups. There's nothing that special yet. The first few that came up did look quite good though. But I'm sure there will be a lot more liveries by the time most people get their hands on this car. Like I say, it's only been out for a bit over half an hour. Okay, I'll be removing this body kit immediately, but I think just for the sake of the the interior's interesting. I don't like that rev. That rev meter looks very silly. It goes to 8,000. It's not bad. I do like the engine. It's fun. And the car as a whole is also quite fun. The body kit, it isn't really to my taste. But I like that they gave it as an option. But I like that you have it as an option. So in conclusion, I think I can say this is a very good car. Modified, this would, with a bit more power in particular, this would be a brilliant drift car. And in terms of handling and driving feel, I'd say it's definitely worth getting. I wouldn't call it as fun as the Toyota Supra, which you have from... well, as soon as you start Forza, you have a Supra. So if I was driving a car for fun, I'd take the Supra. But this is certainly an improvement over the GT86, which I drove before I filmed this video, just to get a bit of a comparison. This feels a bit sharper, it feels a bit quicker, it feels more stable. The gearing needs to be adjusted a bit if you're going to make a drift build, but it's mainly the power, I'd say, there is the shortcoming of this being a good drift car from stock. I mean, it will slide, it just doesn't really have the power to hold it. But if it's only 20 points, so you might as well get it. It's a reasonably good car. Seems like one that you will get a bit of use out of if you like your drift cars. I might actually, I've had an idea, I might turn this into a rally car and see if it's any good as that, just to do something completely opposite of what it is. If that goes well, you'll see it in a separate video, so subscribe if you want that to maybe happen. Apart from that, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do consider liking and or subscribing. Tell me, are you getting this car? Are you impressed with it? If you already own it, what do you think about it? Body kit, yes or no? Have a nice day. Goodbye. That was a terrible attempt at an outro drift.